guys, what's up? So today's video is going to be a short little story all about how I chose to be a nursing major and why I chose to be a nursing major, I guess pre-nursing. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So as many of you don't know, in high school I actually wanted to do design. I wanted to do something like interior design, architecture, you know, even fashion design. That was something that interests me too. At my school I was able to do a couple internships and while I was still in high school, and the internships basically made me feel like I didn't want to do that anymore. So from then I basically threw that away and basically was left with nothing. And I remember talking to my friend one day we were basically talking about what schools we were applying to for college, and she actually said that she applied to a college near me for pre-nursing. So at this point, I had like a slight interest in being a nurse. Like I said before, my grandparents or my grandmothers were nurses and had connections to the medical field. So I always had like a slight interest. I just never really thought about doing that because I was so wrapped up in like design and things like that. So at that point, I don't want to say I copied my best friend, but at that point, I didn't really want to be alone. I was young and I was like, yeah, that sounds good. Like, I'll do nursing, whatever. And if I don't like it, then I will change out of it. If you don't know, even the school I'm at now, if you want to inevitably be a nursing major, you have to do pre-nursing. And then once you are done with your pre-nursing, then you apply to another section of the school to go to your nursing school. Hope that makes sense. So I was in my pre-nursing classes, and I think the first semester of pre-nursing I think it was like chemistry was the science, and at first I didn't really like it, but then I really started to love it and I really got invested in the science part of it. So at that point I knew that I really loved science. And like I said before, in high school, I actually don't think I mentioned this, but in high school I barely passed chemistry, I barely passed physics, and yeah, I just wasn't interested in science. So that's why I was a little hesitant to be a nursing major. Yeah, once I got into college and I actually started to pay attention to my work, actually care about learning, which sounds bad, but in high school, learning wasn't my thing. But in college, I really loved it and science really clicked with me. So from that point, I knew that I loved science, but I still wasn't completely sold on the whole nursing thing. I just kind of knew that I was in pre-nursing. I know I want to do something in the science field, so I'm just going to stick to it. So the second semester of pre-nursing, I had my chemistry 2. Absolutely loved organic chem. A lot of people don't like organic chem, but I love it. And then the third semester is when I actually got into anatomy and physiology 1. And I fell in love with the human body. I love learning about that kind of stuff. That's where my nerdy side comes out. I love learning about all the body, all the mechanisms within the body, how to treat the body, how to help the body. So yeah, that's when it started clicking with me that I really enjoyed, you know, working with the body. You know, seeing what happens when somebody has a disease or an illness and figuring out how to help them. And even if it's little things like, you know, if they're dehydrated, you know, what solution you're gonna give them, things like that. So that really sparked my interest. And then, as I mentioned previously, I did an internship at a doctor's office to get into nursing school. And when I was in the doctor's office, I loved seeing the patients every day. I loved seeing the kids come out happy, you know, happy to leave, some of them because they were getting shots that day. But I loved being able to help and I loved being with them. And because I was at a pediatrics office, some of them were just, you know, checkups and things like that. But when you see a kid and a patient, and in this particular place it was a kid, when you see them coming in and, you know, they're sick, they're coughing, and then you see them a week later when they come in for a check-in and they're 10 times better, it's like a gratifying feeling. And even though I didn't do anything then because I was interning, it was so great to see, you know, them go from A to B. Once I decided that I definitely wanted to apply to nursing school and that I would obviously accept a position in nursing school, I knew that I wanted to be a nurse, not just because I loved learning about it. I do love learning about it and I want to know as much as I can, as much as possible. I love that I'm learning about something that is useful to me, and I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but I'm learning about something that even if I ended up for some reason wanting to get a different major or like a different master's in something other than nursing, which I don't want to do, but if I did, the knowledge that I have from nursing school is still something that's useful to me, and like if I had a family it'd be useful. I hope you get what I'm saying. But as a nurse, it's a job where you can, you can show how compassionate you are, you can be empathetic, you can help people, and that's really why, when it's all down to it, yes, I love learning, but I really want to help people. And whatever it be, whether it be something as little as, I don't know, like cleaning a cut or cleaning somebody in a hospital, you're still helping them. They can't do it for themselves. So just knowing that, like, when I become a nurse, I'll be needed and I'll be able to help people in even the littlest of ways, but it'll still be something big to them. And also another thing is, when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, and school is fun and all, but when you're done with school, you need to get a job. So if you're thinking about it from that perspective, nursing, I chose, another factor that came into me choosing was that nursing, there's always gonna, oh my God, the struggle. There's always gonna be a job need for nurses, no matter what, no matter where you are. You could live in Wyoming, you could live in Florida, you can live in California, you can live anywhere. You can even, go cross country. It doesn't, cross country, I meant to say like overseas to a different country. But yeah, you can go to a different country and you're still going to be needed. You can travel the world, you can be a travel nurse. There's just so many options, and there's such a variety. Like if you want to continue on and do masters and a doctorate program, or doctoral programs, whatever, get your PhD, there's even options for that. Like you're not sequestered. You can be a nurse of family practices, geriatric. You see what I'm saying? Like there's so many options, and because of that, I feel like you can never, yes, you can get bored where you are, and you can maybe get bored doing the same thing all the time, but you're not stuck there. You can get certified in a bunch of different things and build upon your education. Another factor is that you're not stuck. You're not stuck working at a desk job for the rest of your life, which I don't think I could do. There's tons of options out there. There's tons of options for continuing education, for even if you just want your BSN or your ASN. There's so many places you can work. You can work at a doctor's office, you can work at a hospital. So there's lots of options, and trust me, like I'm the kind of person that I can get bored at something and want to move on like that. So that was a good option for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was super short. I just wanted to get on here and say a couple of reasons why I chose to be a nursing major. I get that question a lot. And yeah, so the basic reasons are I really wanted to help people. I love learning about the human body, about I love learning about how to take care of the human body, fixing people, things like that. It's really fascinating to me, and like I said, that's my inner nerd coming out. You're always gonna have a job. There's always gonna be a need for you. This one that I quickly mentioned today is there's variety. There's so much variety if you want to be a nurse. And going through the nursing program, you already see all the variety that you have. With each semester, you get different clinical rotations. You go to different hospitals, at least at mine. So you get to get a little taste of everything. You're not going to be stuck. Thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions on videos, please leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe. And until next time, bye. You want to know a secret? Totally wearing Nike shorts and a nice top.